What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. The boy Ryan LFC back again, guys. Another top shelf video for you guys today. We're going to talk about Liverpool, the losers, especially at Anfield this season. We're up against a bad Fulham team. We should get 3 points at home. This is a must. We say that every single match preview, and Liverpool let us down. Welcome to the channel, Jersey Boy and Joe. How are you guys doing?
You go first, Joe.
Yeah, not bad. It's taken a few days to recover from the Chelsea game. Still not properly recovered, but nothing. I look forward to Liverpool playing each week normally, but these days, we're kind of dreading Liverpool playing, especially at Anfield. But it's Fulham at home. We have to get back to winning ways. I want to see a good performance. I am kind of excited, but I'm nervous at the same time.
I'm feeling the exact same as you, just because, we kept, as I said, last people we said we're going to keep saying it's a must-win game, and then we lose. So maybe if we say it's a must-lose game, we jinx it in this win. I don't know. I'm hoping to jinx it, because every time I've put a bet on for a team to do something, they're on the opposite. So I'll put a bet on for Liverpool to lose, and then that'll hopefully jinx the jinx powers, and we'll win 5-0 or something.
Bro, if that's the tactic we have to do, then I'm down, because the most important thing is Liverpool picking up points right now, 100%.
But first of all, we've got to speak about how abysmal that performance was. Our first shot on target in the 85th minute. If we didn't get that shot on target, we could have literally lost against Chelsea with only 6 shots and none of them on target.
Yeah, it was really poor. None of the players showed anything near to their best. It's not just the Chelsea game. It's every single game for like the past 3 months. They've been so poor, and I really think there needs to be some big tactical changes to the way we line up. I mean, the 4-3-3 has done so well for us the past few seasons. It's been electric. No one's enjoyed playing against it. Salah and Mane and Firmino being an absolutely unbelievable front three. But things need to change. We need to evolve. We need to be a bit more dynamic, less predictable. We need to try to get Keita and Jota involved, because they look like these players that are going to start getting kind of some goals for us, because no one else can at the moment. And
It's Ryan. So, what are your thoughts? First, we'll do a recap. I'm not supposed to be hosting. You are, Ryan. You go.
Well, in this situation, it's very sad to see the defending champion play like this, and I lack confidence. I just feel like Fulham going to get something from this game. If you look at their previous game, they played Tottenham Hotspur twice this season. Tottenham struggled to beat them. And when you look at Fulham, I think Liverpool going to find it really difficult, and Liverpool going to struggle to play against this Fulham team. Fulham down in the bottom, we should get 3 points. If we cannot beat Fulham at home, we don't expect we should get Champions League football. If we can't beat Fulham, we just have to call it off, because we're going to open Leicester City to drop points. We're going to open West Ham to drop points. We're going to open so much team to drop points, and that, I don't know, man, Jersey Boy, but could we have some positive coming this game? With Jota probably can start, with the likes of Navigator start. What do you guys
100%.
think about that?
100%. I really want to see Keita and Jota start this game. Keita has been plighted by injuries throughout his Liverpool career, but every time he's on the pitch, we get excited seeing him play, because he drives forward, he tries to find that through ball, he tries to take on a man, he tries to create stuff, and he had a little period like last season where he was linking up so well with Salah. He was playing a few games here and there, and we were getting a lot of goals. I've seen some stats around, number of goals we've scored each game with Naby Keita playing. It's been much higher. So I really hope he plays. Really hope he can get a place cemented in the team.
Darren, welcome to the channel, my brother. How are you doing?
Big up, Ryan. How are you, Jersey? How are you, lads? All good, hopefully?
We are not
No.
good. We are not good.
No.
We are not happy. We are sad. Doing this preview, man, we just feel like to give up. This is how Liverpool make us feel. But I know you are a statsman, Darren. What kind of stats you can give us? What kind of positive you can give us in this game?
Well, Fulham have only won 4 games all season, so that's something positive to take from it. They are they're a good side, half decent Premier League team, but they are in the bottom 3. And when we've played the bottom sides this season at home, we've struggled, particularly since West Brom at home to now. We've really struggled hard to break them down. They've all come with the same idea, the low block, and they've succeeded. I change things around tomorrow. Just play centre halves. Kabak is out, so it could be a good thing in a way that he's only out for 1 game, that we might see Davies coming in. I believe Nat Phillips will return back. But I do think we will probably go with Fabinho centre back. I hope not, Ryan. I hope I'm wrong. But we know Jurgen has kind of goes for safe cards. I think if we change things around tomorrow, if our attitude is better, if we come out with more energy, more intensity, we beat Fulham, I think. I remember we played them 2 seasons ago at home, and Salah scored a great goal. He took the ball, went, Shaqiri scored, we won 2-0, and it was a really big win that day. But we were ruthless that day. We took 2 chances. We defensively were really good, and we kept them out. And it's going to be tough tomorrow, because I remember playing them earlier on the season away, and they're a really tough team. They're very physical, very composed, really hard to get at. But they play some good football too. And that day we played really well second half. We done enough in the game to get the second goal, which would have won it. We drew 1-1. But before they went 1-0 up in the game, they could have been at times in the game 2-3 up. So we, in some way, were probably fortunate in the first half in that game. Again, Ryan, it's going to be another tough game. It's going to be a physical battle. But I'll be more pleased tomorrow if the players turn up and play football. They stick together. They show fight. They're more aggressive. They have some more intensity. They have more energy, and they just come out and do the basics right. If they do that tomorrow, I'll be a lot happier, regardless the result. And I do feel if they do that, we will get nothing other than 3 points. But at the moment, I'm always on talking about it can't get any worse. It can only get better. Like, players don't become bad overnight. Jurgen Klopp doesn't become bad overnight. But I keep being proven wrong, because week after week, particularly at home, you look at us at home and you think we need a penalty to get a goal, or we need a large slice of luck, a free kick or a deflected goal or something to score. We just don't look like scoring when we're at home. But hopefully that changes. It's another game tomorrow. It's a big game, and it's one strangely enough that I am in some way looking forward to, because there's something in me that thinks we'll kick on and we'll start getting wins. But will it be enough to get top 4, top 6? I don't know. It's very strange times at the moment, and it's very unprecedented, and none of us could have ever foreseen any of this a couple of weeks and months ago.
Definitely, I totally agree with you. But I know Jurgen Klopp, he will still continue playing Fabinho at the back. I don't know what's this thing. We lose our defense, and I think that's our biggest problem this season. We lose our midfield, because we try to fill our midfield back in defense. So, in my opinion, we lost the belly of the team, the spine of the team. That's the midfield, and that's the defense, and that's really cost us this season. If Jurgen Klopp can just listen, let's go back to basic. Let's play every single player in their position, in their right position. Start from scratch. I think it will work out, and I think the problem will solve long time ago. But Jurgen Klopp is so stubborn. Why is so stubborn? Yes, we know you want to stick to your philosophy, but sometimes you have to change up a little bit of thing. You agree with me, Joe?
Well, I think if Davies doesn't play this game, he's just not going to play. I mean, it's Fulham at home. I mean, yes, we haven't been good at Anfield. 7 games now? But it's still Anfield. It's our home. If Davies doesn't play, then I just don't see him playing. Look, I understand, because Fabinho, we know he's good at centre back. We know he's had lots of good performances. We know he's solid. Was he good against Chelsea? He was kind of average. He should have done better for a bounce goal, definitely. We all would like to see Davies and Phillips play, but it's just so difficult right now because like every game is an absolute must win, and like we all want to take a bit of risk, but at the end of the day, if we can't really beat teams with our best sides, then how are we going to beat teams with a kind of rotated sides? It's a real difficult one. For me, I was saying before, I think we need to be careful about this game because we've got Leipzig in midweek, and there's so many players that need a rest right now. It's absolutely mental. Like Robertson and Trent, like any normal season, I definitely would say let's rest Robbo, let's rest Trent for this game against Fulham at home. Yeah, it should be fine. But we can't really say that now, can we? Because if we can't beat teams with them playing on the flanks, how are we going to beat teams if Kostas Tsimikas and Nico Williams play? It's a difficult one. It really is.
Well, yeah, it is, Joe, and it's a good point. But what I would allude to is that the players that's playing for us at the moment are just not doing what they're known for. They're not doing the basics. I think it's not even. They don't even need to be technically good. They're just not turning up. They're just not keeping it simple. They're not defending as a team. They're not attacking in spirit. Their attitude is wrong. They're not intercepting enough balls. They're not battling or showing any aggression or fight for each other. Something that they've done for a long time. Because if you think about it, this Liverpool team on paper and technically is better than the teams in the past. But the teams in the past, you knew what you were getting. I don't know whether it's burnout, whether it's a change of attitude, whether it's a psychological thing now because we're not scoring at home. The record is broke. We're breaking records for all the wrong reasons and everything's just going against us. I don't know, but I'd have no problem in seeing changes tomorrow and bringing in Origi, bringing in Jota, bringing in Davies, because I think Davies is highly regarded. He's played a couple of 100 games in the Championship. It was a tough physical league. And if he can do it in that league, if he comes to Liverpool, he's playing with better players. He's had time to bed in. I do think he will be improved himself as a player, and he can only be better than what we have at the moment, because at the moment it's really, really grim and you just don't see anything positive out of it at the moment. And I'm very positive normally, but at the moment I just have to be realistic, and none of us can see anything positive, you know what I mean? But it is a good point what you're saying too, Joe. I do agree in some aspect.
I do want to see Davis, because in my opinion I would have put Davis starting instead of Kabak like a few games ago. Obviously Davis didn't start, I believe, because he was injured, but I mean the Championship, there's a lot of defending to do. Davis is 25, he's played a lot, and before Kabak was 20, plays for Schalke at the bottom of the league. I would have much preferred Davis to kind of be given the number one spot ahead of Kabak, but yeah, as you said, I wouldn't mind seeing Davis. The one thing I am kind of a bit not really concerned, but I find it confusing. If we look at this Liverpool team and the culture that Klopp has instilled into the squad last season, the season before, we would never have kind of questioned the attitude, the commitment, the desire, the motivation of the players. That's one thing I just would never be able to question, because with Klopp at the helm, he's an elite manager. He instills the best principles into the club. I just can't imagine none of the players playing for him. It's so weird. But what you're saying and what you're seeing, maybe something is going on, which is why I said in a Coppish review that I did, it'd be so good to see what's going on behind the scenes, so we could have a much kind of clearer picture of what's going on. But still,
you think it's burnout, Jersey boy? You think this Liverpool team has been consistent in the last 4 years, and coming to their 5th year, they kind of drop off? Because when you look at Firmino, Salah, Mane, they look like they lack a little bit of pace. They cannot beat a player. Normally, Sadio Mane would have beat a lot of players. Would see Mohamed Salah get past a lot of players. Do you think this Liverpool team run to the ground? They play a lot of games?
Yes, Robbo and Trent are the only players I think this season who have not been rotated. Trent has only been rotated because he was injured. Trent hasn't been rotated for a rest. Neither has Robertson. And neither have the midfielders that much. We play the same midfield all the time, and it's only been when someone's injured we've had to rotate. So I think the team is completely burnt out, and there needs to be changes.
Totally agree with you. Darren, I think the team burnout, they has been playing for the last 4 years under Jurgen Klopp. They play high press. You think this Liverpool team burnout? Because when you look at Salah and Mane, they cannot beat nobody. They cannot take on their player that not beat the defender. You think they're burned out? You think this Liverpool team is burned out?
I would say Firmino and Wijnaldum probably would be the two, maybe Robertson, but he's been brilliant for us. He hasn't shown any burnout. But I think Firmino definitely, Ryan, he's played a lot of games. He's made himself available, his attitude, and he is being brilliant. Like, he's always made himself available. He hasn't shied away when his form has been dipped or out of form. He probably is a player that needs to be dropped or out of the team and be rested and come back then as a rejuvenated, revitalised number 9 for us, even though I think number 10 is a better position. But probably because there's been a heavily reliance on them. But when we talk about burnout, Liverpool have only played 3 games in the last 12 days, which is nearly 2 weeks, which isn't a lot of football. But I know this season, last season, there was high intensity, there was a lot of football. But it's, they do. Some of them do look like players that are burnt out. But the thing is we don't have enough options. We don't have enough like-for-like players or enough strength and depth. So maybe it is time to give someone that isn't trusted as much a chance, and maybe they can only do better, like Shaqiri, like Origi. I don't know. You know what I mean? We don't have many options up front because the front 3 season after season, week after week, have been heavily relied upon, and they've delivered most of the time for us. But Firmino's looked a shadow of himself in the last year, particularly, even more. And there's more questions being asked of him now because we're not winning and we're all out of form. But he's not the only one. A lot of the players at the moment are out of form. You could say nearly all of them, you could say, apart from probably Gini is a bit more consistent. Andy Robertson at times, Trent, Salah have been consistent. Fabinho, Henderson has been very good, but now he's injured. But there's been games where a lot of them haven't been in form either. So it's a good question though, Ryan. It really is, as to are they burnt out? But he does look like a player to me, Firmino particularly, that is really burnt out.
Well, I think this team has been running for the last 4 years, and not many times Jurgen Klopp switch up the team or change up the team to give the likes of Shaqiri, Axe a good amount of game time in the team. Origi, Klopp just believe in a one starting level. He probably play 14 player almost every single game from 2017 come right back. I would say till now. He just believe in a certain player. If Robertson don't injure, if once he fit, he play. Once Mane fit, he will play. And this is what the problem we have. We don't have a squad. We don't give the squad a fair chance enough. I would say Jurgen Klopp, he just believe in our set of player. Look at Manchester City. They make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 change a week. We don't do that. Yeah. But we have to be more patient when the likes of Origi and Shaqiri come. We have to be patient with them. Give them a 2 or a 3 game in the team and see if they can do something. No. We play Liverpool Origi against Burnley, get a chance, he put it on the bar, he bench after the next game. Why Klopp don't have that same energy and Roberto Firmino and Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane? Do you guys think if we're Roberto Firmino or Mane get that chance against Burnley, Klopp would have taken him off or Klopp wouldn't play him for the next 2, 3, 4 games? These are some of the things we have to question Jurgen Klopp. We are not saying Jurgen Klopp out, but the responsibility of how the team has been playing, when Jurgen Klopp doing and getting everything great, we are one of the fans who hype him up, the best manager in world football. So when things going bad, we have to call it what it is. And I think this is what the problem we have. Lack of game time for the rest of the squad member.
I think that's a really good point. I mean, the thing is, when it comes to Origi, I think he really kind of splits the fan base. If we take this season aside, like, he made some impressive contributions to the team last season when he scored against the double against Everton. He scored away to Newcastle. He scored at home. Well, I think he scored at home to Norwich, where it might have been. Yeah, I think it might have been him. It might have been an own goal, but did well in that game. And the season before, he scored some unbelievably important goals. Obviously against Barcelona, he scored that goal against Everton, etc., etc. Like, I just don't understand why Origi has played so little this season, because he has ability. He has a intuition as a striker. His intuition is to get in the box, tackle in the air, pressurize the defenders, shoot on sight, and that's what we've been missing. But the thing is, like, it just goes to show. I just don't think Klopp trusts the squad. It's about that, but it's also the fact we haven't had a good enough bench. Like, we can say, yeah, we should have been using our squad players a lot more, but our bench for the last 3 months has been shocking. It's been so shocking, and like, yeah, we want to kind of keep the front three on their toes, and that's why I think we're going to be boosted by this Jota coming back, because we saw how unbelievable he was earlier in the season. I think not just like his own individual performance, but he was improving the performances of Mane and Salah, keeping them on their toes, keeping Firmino on his toes as well. When Jota came in, you saw, Firmino improve his performances. So it's about competition in the area, which is why obviously in the summer, a lot of people, including me, are saying, yeah, let's go and try and get Pedro Neto, someone like that, someone similar to Mohamed Salah, give him competition, that type of thing. We have to obviously improve the depth in our squad, the quality on the bench. It's a shame because Shaqiri as well, like, he's had some impressive performances, but I just don't know whether there's that trust in the squad.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, the trust. And if Klopp don't trust the squad player them, we could say the B player them, FSG need to give him money to purchase better player, because we're going to continue burning out.
Also, Minamino as well. I keep bringing it up, but like, it's so weird that we loaned him. I mean, we had a depleted squad at the time. Why would you get rid of a squad player who maybe hasn't found his feet, but still has some quality? And if Mane hasn't been performing, or Firmino, he just doesn't want to give the squad players a chance. It's crazy. And if you don't give them a chance, then it puts more pressure and emphasis on the front three to perform, and they haven't been performing, which in turn burns them out even more, which means they don't perform well in the next subsequent games. It's like a whole cycle. It's mental, but there's just so many problems, so many areas.
Definitely, I agree with you. But when the player like Origi still get him chance and play and score, the next game you're going to bench him. No matter what Origi do, no matter what Shaqiri do, no matter what other player do, once they are not Jurgen Klopp favorite, they will definitely get a fight from Klopp. I don't think Klopp, as a manager, can manage a Manchester City team with a lot of great players like that. Klopp is a manager like to have a consistent 11. He don't like to drop and change. We see that at Borussia Dortmund. Jurgen Klopp can work with a small group of players and get the best out of them. Klopp don't want to have manager City where have too many problems. It's to say, he's going to say he want to get the best. Just like him have individually working on Salah, working on Firmino, working on Robertson and these players to get them world class. He always working with a small budget, small squad. That I think. Jersey boy.
Yeah.
What's your score prediction?
I've got two. What my head says and what my heart says. Mine's has vanished. So while mine's gone, I'm going to go. Head says 1-0 Fulham, because you just know it's probably going to be. My heart says exact same score against Sheffield, 2-0.
Yeah.
Oh. Can't argue with that.
Joe, score prediction.
I
can see you're trying to. You're like, oh, what should I think?
Given that Keita and Jota are back, and given that I think they'll start, I am much more confident of the victory. I haven't been confident at all this season. Even as soon as Van Dijk got injured, I haven't been confident for a single game. But for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's the way I've woken up today. I just think Liverpool will not go back to their old selves, but put in a performance, like you said, Darren, earlier. Do the basics. Just at least do the basics and perform as a team, as a collective. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully predict a 2-0 Liverpool win.
Darren.
Similar to yourself, Jersey, like me head is saying one thing, me heart is saying the other. I want to be realistic though, and of late I've been doing match previews and predicting us to win, edge some results. Most of them have obviously went against us. So I just feel if I go for a 1-1 tomorrow, Against the Fulham side, they've only lost 4 games. We're at home. Maybe we'll win. So I'm gonna go for 1-1 because the other night we didn't look like scoring. We could have been there till tomorrow, till the game kicked off, and I don't think we would have scored, as I said, unless we got a large slice of luck or we got a penalty. If we get an early goal in these games, maybe it'll change. If Jota plays, Origi, whoever, maybe someone different might change something for us. So I'm going to go for 1-1. I hope I'm wrong, though. I hope we win. But, yeah, that's me. What I think the outcome will be.
For me, I will not give my score prediction yet. I will go round back the table again, and I will give my score prediction last. I think the last time I predict Liverpool to draw, they win. They beat Sheffield. I wonder if Liverpool just have strength for the smaller team down in the bottom 3. I don't know. Let us see. Jersey boy, I want you to give me your 11 or the starting lineup you think Jurgen Klopp will use.
All right. Can you please put me on solo, please? I'm going to put the lineup on screen. All right. Here we go. So, hit window capture all the way up here. All right, you guys can see the screen. Let's go. Can you guys see the screen here?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So I was fooling around with formation changes. I either see this being something like Origi, Salah, Jota, Keita, Fabinho, and DM and Jones. I really would like to see this lineup, but or something like Keita and Fabinho in a double pivot, and then Jones as a cam or something like that. I don't know. I just I don't want to see this again. I do not want to see this. 4-3-3 is dead. So I was thinking maybe formation like this might work. 4-4-2 or something like this, where Origi, Salah as strikers, and then Jota, Keita, Fabinho, and Jones, or instead of Jones, you put Shaqiri. Something like that. What do you?
At least now we have some players back. Like literally the whole season, it's either been Henderson, Jones, and Wijnaldum. That was like the only midfield we could put for like a long time, and now the only midfield.
I'll put on screen. Here you go.
Has been like Gini, Thiago, and Jones. So now we have some options, which is so good.
This is the idea I had, but I don't know if Jones could play on the right. So something like that, or 4-2-3-1. I want to see something else in 4-3-3. We have the players now to play 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. Sorry.
Yeah.
I like this because you have every single player in their position. You have Alisson Becker in goal. You have Ben Davies. You have Nat Phillip coming back after picking up an injury. Missed the midweek games against Chelsea. You have Trent. You have Robbo as always as present in this Liverpool team. You have Navigator and you have Fabinho in the pivot to shield at back 4. And you have Jota, Curtis Jones, Salah, and Divock Origi up top. This is not a bad team.
Or we could change something and do instead of Origi, you go something with put 6 in Thiago. We could see something like Thiago and Fabinho in a double pivot, and then Jones in attack, Jota, Salah, Shaqiri.
That's an interesting shout, actually.
Like,
do you think he's going to drop Wijnaldum, though? That's the thing with him being captain.
I think Wijnaldum's burnt out. So
it's just so unpredictable.
Do you think Jones could do a job as a cam?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
So, and then you play instead of 8.
He's creative. He gets goals. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to shoot as well.
This lineup right here would cause. I think this lineup is going to. It could. If we play something like this for the next couple of weeks, I think we will get back to winning ways and get that top 4 spot.
One thing I would say, I mean, I do like this lineup, but I feel, I don't know, I know a lot of people have been criticizing Sadio a lot, but Sadio pretty much, alongside Henderson. They're my two favourite players. Like, yeah, Sadio has been poor in terms of a lot of his performances and his stats aren't good. But if you look at some of the games where we just haven't created, it has been Sadio that's been the driving force. It's been him, the only one, pretty much trying to create, trying to initiate. And he's kind of probably worked too hard. It's like he's trying it all himself, which is kind of not doing anything for his own good. But obviously, we are a so much better team when Sadio plays. So, like, I don't mind him missing this game against Fulham. I think that's probably the best thing possible. He gets his head reset and that type of stuff. But
if you were to play up a team like this, switching sides, him playing on the right-hand side this time,
we could. That looks devastating. To me, that looks devastating. That really does. That's exciting. It's exciting. It's unpredictable. It's something we haven't really done before. I think we should. That's a brilliant team that you've just put out there.
I want to see this lineup play on, and then eventually, when Firmino is better, we swap Jones out and put Firmino in the 9. I don't want to see Firmino ever play there again. He's not a striker. Doesn't work anymore.
No, he's not the number 10.
Season, we experiment, and that's what I want to see from now on. I want to see probably. Let's say Firmino gets back to better. I want to see something like this. Let's remove Jones and put. Like this.
Yeah.
What about Origi up top instead of Salah?
But then where will Salah go?
On the bench.
For Mane.
For Mane. So let's say maybe drop. Right. So you want Origi, all right?
Yeah, I wouldn't start Firmino or Mane, but that's just my own personal
up
thing.
top. Origi at centre forward. Yeah.
Okay, so something like this: Origi up top, Jota on the left. Firmino as a cam and Salah on the right. Like that. Is that what you mean, Ryan?
Yeah. What about that, Darren?
I'm sorry, but this lineup's tearing arseholes.
It is better, but I think it's a strong team. It's a very creative team. It's something different. We're experimenting. But if it was me personally, I'd take Firmino out and put Jones in there.
That's what I would do. As I said, I wouldn't start Firmino. I think Fulham, I would go this. Origi, Jota, Jones, Salah as a front three, and Jones in the cam. Thiago and Fabinho, or
that double pivot.
Fabinho in a double pivot. And this back four has to start. I swear to God, if we see another midfield and defence, I know we're going to lose. I think this lineup, 3-0. This lineup will tear Fulham apart.
So, Jersey boy, what about take out Roberts to give him a race and bring in Tsimikas?
Tsimikas is number 21. So
yeah,
you can see this.
Or just because Jurgen Klopp don't have an experienced centre back in there, you think you're going to just continue play Trent and Roberts?
I'm going to put these there because Trent's playing a bit as like a wing back sort of up higher. So I'm going to. I don't know. I would play Tsimikas because I've seen his crossing. I think Tsimikas played against Fulham. He would cause them problems, in my opinion. But I personally, I would go Robbo, Davies, Phillips, Trent, Alisson, Thiago, Keita, Fabinho, and this is my lineup.
What about just a couple of to throw a kind of spanner in the works? Obviously, we know for a fact that's Thiago's best position, probably his best position, because that's what he was for Bayern. He played in a double pivot, but in terms of having a leader on the pitch, that's why I've seen a few people speak about James Milner potentially starting because we don't have a leader on that pitch.
So would you put Milner in a double pivot?
He could. I'm not saying we all love Milner, but we know his ability and we know his kind of contribution to the team. But just maybe he could play that position.
That is very
He's played
true.
it many times before.
What I've heard, Wijnaldum is fourth choice captain, and apparently Wijnaldum is not captain. Firmino's captain because he's a longer serving member.
I think it would be Trent.
Wijnaldum or Firmino's not on. I want to see Robbo have the armband. He's the captain for Scotland.
Yeah.
He's a leader. He's been the only player I've seen in the press conferences, saying what he thinks about our losses.
Yeah.
So personally, I want to see this. Keita or Thiago in the proper pivot, and then I want to see Robbo as captain.
Robbo, yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting lineup, and it's one that would be experimenting to be changing, and we've nothing to lose, do we? Because if we keep doing what we're doing, we don't look like scoring. We don't look like it's good's gonna come over. So what would be the harm in exploring, and being adventurous and trying something new?
In terms, how do you think it depends on how Fulham will set up? Do you guys think they're going to go for a low block and play on the counter with their pace? They've got a lot of pacey forwards that they could.
Yeah, because other teams have had success doing it at Anfield. I think they'd be mad to do anything else. Why wouldn't you not go with what's been getting other teams' results and try and frustrate Liverpool, try and weather that storm for the first 20, 30 minutes at Anfield, and if they get through that and they haven't conceded, they'll feel like the longer the game goes on, they'll have a chance of not just getting something but winning it potentially. So I think they will, but look, it's hard to predict, it's hard to know, and look, one goal changes it all. An early sending off, an early penalty, or an early moment of magic, which we know some of the lads off Liverpool can provide. So it is really, really difficult to call and predict what's going to happen,
Because that's why I'm excited for this game, because there's so much talk about doing something different, and if Klopp actually does something different, I'll be so excited to see how it unfolds. It's nerve-wracking. I mean, the only way, in my opinion, we get top four is if we win our next 10 in a row. Because Chelsea and Leicester, they're so good. They're so solid. They've got good squads. Yeah, Leicester has some injuries, but even still, Spurs are going to leapfrog us with their leg game in hand. It's a really slim chance. Top four is a really, really slim chance right now.
I'm 100% agree. So what are you going to say, Dan?
I think we would have to go on a good run, but I think other results might go away. I think Villa will drop points as the season goes on. West Ham, I still think Chelsea, Leicester are going to be the biggest trek on for that. Arsenal had to get an extra 2 points today, which you probably should have. They would have been only 3 behind us, and they have Spurs and West Ham coming up next, and they're huge games. Would you imagine Arsenal went and won those two? There's 11 games to go. There's still going to be ups and downs. There's going to be trills and spills, but you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Every week it changes. There's Wednesday or Thursday night if we'd have beaten Chelsea, we're in the top four. We're probably all talking about now getting into the top four, and the conversation's different now after one game. So it's not all lost at the moment, but we're going to have to get wins. We're going to have to and hope on other results. But other results, I think, might go away, because Leicester are finding it hard now to be consistent. West Ham or Villa, Chelsea might react different if they get the first loss under Tuchel. So we'll see how it goes,
Yeah, I know. I agree completely. I mean, Leicester, maybe they'll draw on what they did last season. How they were looking like they're going to cement their top four, then they bottled it. Maybe they've learned properly. I mean, they know they have Maddison and Barnes out, but I still think they've got good quality in their team. It's at the end of the day, we're just relying on other teams. It's not the position we want to be in. It's not the position we're never used to at all. But
but if we keep winning, we'll be okay. But look, at the moment, we're probably all under the illusion we're not going to get top four. It's not looking good, but maybe if something does change tomorrow, something happens different, we get a really good result, it might be. But there's been too much inconsistency, too many times where we've gotten 2-3 good results, then we fell off again. Do you know what I mean? But let's see.
That's why after the game, I mean,
Everton Rose makes a good point there. It's too early to write off Liverpool. It could go down to the last few games, and she's right. It could do that. Look, the latter end of every season, the cream normally rises to the top. There's normally form is temporary, class is permanent, and that. But Liverpool do need to get a couple of wins together. Liverpool don't need so much to focus on other teams, because other teams around us will drop points. Like if City beat United tomorrow, United at the moment are on a little bit of a bad run. You hear Gary Neville, John, saying they'll might be doing well to get to the top four if that continues. Confidence is huge in football. If you're confident, you can score worldies. The team can generate 3 points and results out of nothing. But if you're not confident, you're missing sitters, nothing's going your way, you're missing penalties. The team, everyone is just frustrated, and the heads are dropped. We need to just start coming out, and what we're known for is our attitude, our mentality. looked at Liverpool being mentality monsters and rivals and opposition fans would have said the same. Technically, we haven't always been superb, but that mentality, that heart, that desire, that never give up, that fighting spirit we've done. And we need to start going back to basics and doing that. If we do that, hopefully results start coming our way. And Claire there, 86, makes a good point as well. Tomorrow's a must win. Just go out tomorrow, get a win. Then things start looking that a little bit better. Turn up at the training grounds a little bit better and more confidence for the players. But we've a long, long way to go, and we do need to be very realistic, open-minded and patient at the same time. And as long as we do those three things, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? But at the moment, we're all pissed off and not happy, and rightly so.
Yeah. No, I mean, even if we beat Fulham tomorrow, I mean, I'm not going to get too hyped up. I'm sure you won't as well. It's going to need 3 or 4 games on the bounce, a winning run to kind of convince me that we're going to get top 4. That's just my kind of stance. No, the thing is, no game is easy in the Premier League this year. I mean, like after Fulham, we've got Wolves away and then Arsenal away. I mean, we just have to win all our games. It's just the kind of the bare truth. We just have to do it, and we can, because we are, like you said, we are the mentality. I believe we still are mentality monsters. We've got experience, we've got class in the team, but we've got to find the Liverpool of old and put a winning run together. That's what we have to do. And
yeah, absolutely.
Even even last season, like when we weren't playing well, we were scraping wins. When we were drawing for a long time, we were scraping wins. Like it's gonna be a real kind of uncomfortable watch in a lot of these games, because we know this Liverpool team right now, they haven't shown us anything that they can kind of scrape away from anywhere. Like in these games, like the games against Burnley, the Brighton, Southampton, Chelsea, Leicester, Everton, like in terms of like the overall game, I wouldn't say any of these teams outperformed us, let's be honest, in terms of like possession, creating chances maybe. But we're actually losing these games. It's not like we're picking up draws where we probably should be. We're losing these games. It's just mental. We've lost them instead of drawing.
It sums up the season so far, and I'm saying so far because it's not over yet. There's 11 games to go. When you lose, you break a record of losing 5 league games in a row. That's never happened in the the club is in existence less than 100, just under 130 years. That's really grim when you see that stat. And what's even worse is we scored 1 goal in those 5 games, which was a penalty, which I've just alluded to. That's all we look like scoring. If we're going to get a goal, it's maybe getting a penalty or a big slice of luck. And that's the most frustrating and angry part for me, is that there's not that aggression. We're not setting the tempo. There's not energy. There's not intensity. And if you go out and you don't show any of that, the result is going to be inevitable. And that's what's happened to us. And teams have gotten used to us. And I've said for a while, the top 3 are just running out of patience. They're not doing that first-time ball. They're not going for a goal quick enough. They're over-analysing, overthinking situations. Now I'm starting to think, it's just, have they just given up? You know what I mean? They just completely given up, because there's no way you can go through 5 home league games. A lot of those opponents, no disrespect to them, were down further down the table, and they're getting goals. They're keeping clean sheets. It's really, really poor.
Yeah. Sure.
Lads,
guys.
Ryan, I have to go, buddy. Thanks for having me on. I said I'd get 30 minutes on. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Jersey boy, as well. Joe, nice meeting you and talking to me. We'll catch up soon. So, lads, have a good evening. Enjoy. Thanks, Ryan. Chat to you soon, lads.
Okay,
thanks for having me on. Pleasure, buddy. Thank you.
Yes, Jersey boy. Let's hope we can win. Let's hope we can finish off the job tomorrow. I'm praying. But guys, I want to introduce something to you guys before I run.
Do the ad now. Don't do it live. Yeah.
So guys, I have a cards plug. If you want to get your own personalized card and you want to use to help support the channel, Ryan LFC, use the coupon code DONY in the description to get 10% off your order. You can get your favorite Liverpool player, you can get Jurgen Klopp, you can get your flag. It's a very good card, so I hope you guys click on the link in my bio and go to Cards Plug and purchase one of these cards. You will definitely love it.
Cardsplug.com, coupon code RyanLFC for 10% off. Link is all in the descriptions. We're working on a little bit of an advert for it for future streams. Ryan needs to learn how to not make mistakes and edit recording first before I do that.
You like it, Joe?
I think it's class, mate. I think it looks insane. Let's see the stats. 9086. Wow. You rate yourself as a footballer then?
Yeah, I was a professional player. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
He was
Goalkeeper too.
That's sick.
So I am a very, very confident guy, cocky guy too. So when I'm ready, give away couple like carriers. I'm not going to be like I give away, play around with the ball a lot of time, but I'm still better than.
Okay, here's a question. So if Klopp called you and said, Alisson's injured, Adrian's injured, Callagher's injured, we need you to play in goal, do you think you could be able to keep a clean sheet against something like Birmingham City if you were in goal for us?
Definitely, I would say club. I would play for free. I love this club. Definitely.
Nice.
Why not? Liverpool,
Do you
I
think
dream
you
to play for
would keep a
Liverpool.
clean sheet though?
Of course. Why not?
Wait, where did you play professionally?
In Jamaica.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice. Listen, I love it, man. Trust me. I'm going to have it in the background. I'm going to put it up on the wall here, on the flag. So going forward, you guys going to see it. Trust me, I admire it, man. With my Jamaican national flag, Ryan LFC. So use the coupon code, guys. Just take a click down in the comment section in my bio, and you guys will see it. Take you right to Cards Plug. Use it, Ryan LFC coupon code to get 10% off. So
And if you look up at the screen right there, guys, join us for a watch along tomorrow, starting from 1:45 GMT tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will not be there for the watch along. I'm taking the watch along off. I need a break. I will be back for the Champions League though on Wednesday. So join the watch along. Ryan will be there with his friends, with loads of other people.
Joe, you want to be on the watch along?
Yeah, possibly. I may be on Saint LFC his channel, but I'm not. That's not confirmed. So yeah, possibly. But anyway, but yeah, sure. I'll let you know.
Okay, all right, guys. Thank you very much. If you haven't smashed the like on the video, smash the like on the video. Until next time, from my boy Ryan LFC and Jersey boy and Joe, I like to say peace out. Thanks for watching.